Recently, disturbing reports have begun to surface, quietly at first, then louder, and now impossible to ignore. Investigations by platforms like New Lines magazine and coverage from Middle East Eye have pointed toward a troubling pattern inside the UAE. Many are now questioning the pattern of disproportionately targeting Shia Muslims. According to these reports, thousands of Pakistani nationals, many of them long-term residents, have been detained and deported. Some estimates suggest the number could be as high as 15,000 individuals, including thousands of families. These were not recent arrivals. Most of them are Pakistani Shias belonging to the labor class of Dubai. Many of those deported had worked for decades in the United Arab Emirates, where migrant remittances continue to be a vital source of foreign funds for Pakistan and income for families. Then suddenly, without warning, people were reportedly picked up from their homes, workplaces, and even public streets. No clear explanation or formal charges in many cases. Phones were confiscated and moved between detention centers, like Al-Awir. Some described harsh treatment, even strip searches, and then rapid deportation. Perhaps even more devastating, many were unable to access their own money, bank accounts frozen, savings locked, and people returned to their home countries empty-handed. Years of effort gone overnight. But what makes this situation even more sensitive is what many affected individuals are claiming. Several accounts suggest that people with distinctively Shia names like Ali, Hussein, Mehdi, Hassan, or Abbas were disproportionately targeted. A senior cleric, Mohamad Aamin Shahidi, even described it as an organized campaign. UAE authorities have not officially confirmed any sectarian targeting. They have not publicly framed this as a campaign against Shia Muslims. They claim that deportations for visa violations or legal infractions are not new in the UAE. Thousands have been deported in previous years for various reasons. However, the timing and intensity of the crackdown, along with the fact that most victims are Shia Muslims, are raising questions. But why is the crackdown happening? Maybe the authorities are taking revenge on Iran because of these Shia Muslims. This is just an speculation, but this speculation is what the cornered Shia Muslims believe. It's true that Iran has attacked the UAE multiple times since the start of this conflict in February due to the UAE's loyalty to Israel and the US. It is no secret that the UAE has allowed Western military cooperation on its soil. It has maintained strong ties with the United States. Also, it has rarely condemned American actions against Iran, while being more vocal when Iran responds militarily in the region. At the same time, the UAE has positioned itself as a global business hub and a safe haven for international investors. So while it has issued warnings to Iran and even hinted at aligning with powers like the US or Israel, if necessary, it has not directly entered into this conflict. But now it appears that indirect consequences are unfolding and that these deportations may reflect heightened scrutiny, possibly even bias, against Shias, as Shias all over the world are indeed loyal to Iran. If these allegations are true, if it's true that people with names like Ali and Hussein are facing discrimination, if it's true that Shia businesses and shops are being scrutinized unjustly and even closed without much explanation, then it is seriously very disturbing. No individual should be punished for a government's conduct, even if they are its citizens. Forget about belonging to Iran's religious community while being a citizen of another country. Beyond politics, geopolitics, and regional tensions, there are human lives, families, and workers, people who had nothing to do with international conflicts. If the UAE is actually discriminating against people with names like Ali, Hassan, Hussein, and Mehdi, one should ask them whether the true historical figures Ali, Hassan, Hussein, and others, may Allah be pleased with them, are Shia or Sunni. They were all Muslims. Also, do Sunni Muslims not maintain such names? If the UAE discriminates against Shias, it is unjust. If a Shia majority nation, such as Bahrain or Iran, discriminates against Sunnis, it is also unjust. It has always been an injustice, regardless of the era, but now that our unity is critical to our existence, it is the ultimate duty of all Muslims to unify and forsake sectarianism. Because if any community, Shia or Sunni, is being wronged, it is not a sectarian issue, it is a justice issue. And justice in Islam is not negotiable. As Allah says, "Believers, be upholders of justice and bearers of witness to truth for the sake of Allah, even though it may be either against yourselves or against your parents and kinsmen, or the rich or the poor, for Allah is more concerned with their well-being than you are. Do not then follow your own desires, lest you keep away from justice. If you twist or turn away from the truth, know that Allah is well aware of all that you do." So where does this leave us? It leaves us with responsibility, not to spread hate or inflame divisions, because the Ummah cannot afford more division, not now and not like this. May Allah unite the Muslim Ummah. Aamin.